I feel like the skill-based matchmaking debate has been going on for years now in terms of the 2K community, and it continues on NBA 2K26 as I've been seeing some arguments on Twitter, right? Now, me personally, I don't have a horse in this race. To me, it doesn't matter if skill-based matchmaking is in the game, it doesn't matter if it's out of the game. I see pros to having it in the game, I see cons to having it in the game, and vice versa. I see pros and cons to it not being in the game, right? So to me, it literally makes no difference. I could benefit from both. But since I don't have a horse in this race, what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna talk about the pros of skill-based matchmaking. We're gonna talk about the cons of skill-based matchmaking. We are gonna talk about how skill-based matchmaking should be if it's gonna be in the game. And we're gonna talk about if it should be in the game in the first place at all, right? Now, let's talk about the cons first, because most of the feedback I hear about skill-based matchmaking is negative. So I want to talk to the people that talk the most about it, right? Now, here's the thing. There are two cons that are very true. There's one con that I agree with more than the other in terms of why it shouldn't be in the game. The other one is like, I get your point, but like at the same time, there's the other side to see with it, right? Now, the con that I completely agree with. Skill-based matchmaking, if you are a good player in NBA 2K26, is going to destroy and just ruin your wait times when you are playing the game. If you are a red plate, if you're a purple plate, definitely if you're a red plate, you're just gonna wait forever to get a game if you're in a matchmaking setting. Like it just is what it is, bro. You're gonna wait forever to get a game. And I feel like that does ruin the experience for better players, because at that point, it seems like you're getting punished for being good. Like, because I'm good at the game, I have to wait so much, significantly longer than somebody that is terrible at the game in order to be able to get into a game, right? And we all paid the same amount of money for this game, and I should have the same opportunity to play games as the other people that are bad at the game, right? If you're gonna have skill-based matchmaking in the game, it should be at least to the point where finding the players that are as good as you is very easy. Like the game should find them very fast, very quick. So I don't know if it's something with 2K having a problem finding other red plate players or what, or if there's genuinely not enough red plate players around. Obviously it's more rare to have those around than to have brown plates around, but still, you gotta do something for those guys to be able to get in games. You shouldn't be punished for being good at the game. Like, that's point blank, period. I actually completely agree with that point. I completely understand that point. There's no way to argue that point to me at all, like for me to go against that, right? Now, the second point is very true, but the second point is still like, even though it's true, like, why should we cater to you, right? It didn't even mean to rhyme with that, right? But the second point is 2K players, if you're nice at the game, again, this is all about nice players. Notice when I talk about pros and cons and the people that complain about it, it is only about the nice players complaining about it. I don't really ever hear bad players complaining about they get matched up with other bad players, right? It's the good players wanting to play with the bad players and wanting a full mix, right? So they don't want wait times, one, and two, they hate that they're playing sweaty games all the time, right? Which I completely understand too, because in my opinion, 2K is less fun and less enjoyable when I just can't dominate as much, right? When I have to sweat every single game, I gotta focus up, right? Every gamer knows the feeling when you're leaning back in your chair and you have to sit up because you have to take it serious, right? Why is it that we always have to end up sitting up? Because initially we are chilling. We treat gaming like something we're just chilling to do. Like, we just wanna chill, we just wanna relax. When we have that moment when we realize, oh shit, this is actually pretty hard. Oh shit, I might actually lose. You gotta sit up. And when it comes in those moments, it's like enjoyable when it comes, and it's a funny moment because we all relate to that. But nobody wants to have that all the time, right? I don't wanna have it where I can't ever sit back, relax, and play, where every fucking game I gotta sit up all the time, 24/7. I gotta be locked in 24/7. That is annoying. I'm not taking that away from the people that are good at the game, that just don't want to be locked in all the time 24/7. Now, however, even though that is annoying, the point that I come from with other players, right? The players that are worse at the game, like, if you feel like that, if you personally feel like I hate playing sweaty games all the time, Imagine how a player that is bad at the game feels when they have to play somebody like you, right? Not only is the game not sweaty, they just getting washed all the time, right? So I think most of the time when players are like, this is the reason I don't want to do skill-based matchmaking because I don't want to sweat every game, they're only thinking of themselves. Like, in this case, it is literally only for the benefit of them. Now, I've heard people before say like, nah, like if a bad player wants to get good at the game, that you got to play people that are better than you, which makes sense to me, right? You can't just play people that are worse than you all the time. You're never going to get better. However, if you a red plate and you getting matched up with a brown plate, right? I don't think they gonna get better playing you, to be honest. I just think they gonna be washed. Like when we in school, we go from first grade to second grade. You might skip a grade, go from first to third grade. You don't never see a person go from first grade to 12th grade. If they were bad at first grade math, putting them in 12th grade math ain't gonna make them suddenly a god at math. It's just gonna be worse and confusing, right? So I don't think when the gap is that big, that is gonna do anything for helping them improve. So I think that's kind of like a moot point. And that's probably kind of gonna go into the solution we're gonna talk about later. But I feel like if we're on the same wavelength, you know what I'm talking about, right? Now, let's move forward. So I have a couple of Twitter screenshots and references for this video from conversations I saw online where it was from people that were going against skill-based matchmaking, good people that want to play bad players. And I just commented on a couple of their posts. Again, no skin in the game, but it was more so getting them to realize what they're saying, and also like reminding people that, you know, you ain't the only person in the world. Like, your side is not the only side that exists, but it doesn't matter to me, like if it's in the game or not, right? Now, this first tweet says, 2K up the VC per game if we're keeping skill-based matchmaking. I'm playing nothing but purple plates right now. It's game 7 of the NBA finals every single game. Can we relax this? Apologize for the energy, but playing sweats every single game is not it. Imagine being on game for hours to grind rep and all you do is play sweats in the theater like it's the stage or proving grounds, right? So not too far under that, this guy was talking to somebody else. I don't got that part of the screenshot because I want to read all that. But he said theater and rec should not have skill-based matchmaking. So I guess they probably referenced, like, you know, the modes that do have it. He doesn't think theater and rec should have it, obviously, because what's the face is in the game? What's it called? Proving grounds is in the game, right? I should be able to go in there and play anyone who gets in matchmaking in a non-competitive mode, any plate, low or high. Why do good players get punished on non-ranked modes and y'all get to have fun and chill on the game? Now, punished in terms of wait times, yes. Punished because you gotta play people that are around your skill level, that's not a punishment. But I did say to him, no skin in the game in this debate. Just wanted to say brown and silver plates have a hard time too, considering they playing against their skill level. It's not the same as you chilling in there. Because he's saying that they get to have fun and relax while I gotta sweat. When the reality is, if a brown plate is playing another brown plate and they both are legitimate brown plates and they both suck at the game, that for them is a sweaty game, right? He was talking about it like, well, because they playing another brown plate that is a chill game for them. And for them, if you're trash, the game is already sweaty if you're playing another trash player, right? Because that's your level, right? 2 + 2 might be easy as shit math for me. I'm chilling when I do that. If I take that to somebody in pre-K, they might look at me crazy. Like, what the fuck is 2 + 2? You know what I'm saying? The alphabet easy for me. If I take that to somebody that's learning it in school, elementary school student, they gonna look at me like I'm crazy. So I didn't like the fact where he tried to act like, you know, if they get to chill and I don't get to chill. When the reality is, no, they don't get to chill. They're also playing people in their skill level just like you, which means they're also having to quote unquote sweat the game like in their version of sweat. I get their sweat is not the same as your sweat because they're not nice, but they have to sweat the game too, right? The only difference is like they just know they're trash, so like, damn, I'm trash, like it's rough to win this, blah blah, whatever, right? But I don't want people to try to compare it and make it seem like players that are bad are not having to play rough games, because every game for them is a rough game, and playing a game against you if you a red plate just makes it fucking impossible, to be honest, right? So here's another tweet I had, right? this guy said that I don't even got the whole thing. But this guy said skill-based matchmaking convo is so funny because we're being accused of ducking comp because we want to play everyone, including comp. But black paid dudes will literally never face comp or high reps in their little skill-based matchmaking echo chamber. Never. They'll go all year long, losing all day long to low overalls. He said some more shit, but I kind of just let it rock, right? But somebody responded to it, right? They will go all year losing all day long to low overalls and bots. All right, so that was the full quote, right? He said exactly, they're ass. So they're not intentionally ducking, leveling up. They can't, which is true. They're not intentionally doing it, but he responds to that. He said, so the Wizards don't get scheduled to play the Thunder because they're ass? And I responded to this, right? Because again, if you're gonna make comparisons, if you're gonna make analogies, give accurate ones. I'm not saying I'm against skill-based, I'm against you not wanting skill-based matchmaking, but I'm saying if you're gonna make a legit debate argument, then make it something that is true. So when he said that, I said more like an NBA team is never scheduled to play a high school or college team. The NBA in this analogy would all be red plates. Wizards are just the worst of the red plates. Not saying if skill-based matchmaking should be in the game or not, just saying basketball is sectioned by level. And I said that because he literally was like, yo, you think the Wizards are never gonna play the Thunder because they're ass? And I'm like, nigga, both of those teams you listed is in the NBA, which means in skill-based terms, the NBA is the fucking red plate of basketball. So yes, they will be scheduled to play each other because they're red plates. It's just one red plate is better than the other. So it was a terrible analogy because you're not comparing levels and skills and leagues in basketball. If you're gonna do that, you want them to play worse levels, you gotta fucking talk about college and high school and fucking middle schoolers and elementary schoolers and every level and fucking EuroLeague basketball, whatever, overseas. You gotta talk about the different levels, not the same league. The league is the plate, nigga. So if you comparing two people in the same plate, then yeah, they would play each other. That's why the analogy was bad, right? But watch this. When I said it, he gonna switch the topic. He said this would only make sense if red plates had access to builds that other people don't, which is not the case. We all have the same game. First of all, I'm not the one who brought up the basketball analogy. I just corrected this shit. I like, the nigga, you brought up this basketball analogy. I'm just saying, if you gonna bring up the analogy, make the analogy accurate. It was inaccurate. That's just facts. Now, I responded to this though. I didn't say what I just said to y'all. I said something else. I responded to what he said. You weren't talking about builds though. You talking about skill level. That's what separates the plating. Skill separates leagues. Every league has a basketball and a net though. And I said that because he was like, oh, we all got the same builder, right? Yeah, and every basketball player got a court, they got a net, they got a hoop, they got a ball. All of them got all of that and the opportunity to play basketballs and play games, and they still get separated based on skill. So that made no sense to me either. Like, if you're comparing it, all right, we are playing the same game too. Basketball is the same game all around the same way. 2K is the same game for all of us, but whatever. Again, I'm not advocating for skill-based matchmaking or not. Your logic just picks and chooses same builder, not level. Now, I keep reiterating that I'm not advocating for skill-based matchmaking because, of course, it's gonna seem like I am because I'm going against something that somebody that doesn't want it in the game. I'm going against what they're saying, right? And I understand that, but I'm going against what they're saying in the sense that if you were going to make a point against these other people and you want to play these bad people, make points that are accurate. You know what I'm saying? Don't make shit up. Don't make shit up and say Thunder playing the Wizards like it's gonna happen when, yeah, both teams are in the NBA. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's completely different. And y'all gonna see in the thumbnail too. My thumbnail for this video is fucking LeBron James versus a random white man with a brown shirt. You ain't gonna see the shit because they ain't gonna match up. But yeah, again, I just want them to be honest. Just like the first guy was saying, the brown shirts get to chill in the game while I don't. Not true. They don't get to chill because they fucking suck. Nothing's chill for them. Every game is a sweat for them because they don't know how to win, right? So I'm just really looking out for the smaller people who don't got a voice and you know, can't really look out for themselves, because honestly, when you're a small, I was about to say creator, when you're a small like 2K player, like you're not good at 2K, blah, blah, and I'm not saying I'm nice or the best either. I'm just saying when you're really, really new and really, really bad, first of all, if you're that new, you're probably not on social media talking about 2K anyway, so you're not gonna go stick up for yourself on social media. Second of all, you too busy trying to learn how to play the game to say anything to people too. So like, again, I don't think those people will be out here. So I'm kind of just giving them a voice, and that's why it seemed like I got a defense for those people. Now, with all that being said, I know I'm going for a while, right? I just had a lot to say. We are going to talk about the pros to skill-based matchmaking, which honestly, I think there's only one pro, and it's not a pro that anybody is going to agree with unless you are bad at the game or casual, which is casuals can have fun too, right? Now, when I say casuals can have fun too, obviously, because they're gonna play other people that suck, they're still gonna have games that they're struggling to win because they're both bad, but winning will not be out of their reach. Winning will be very possible. They just have to try, right? And they have to try the same way a person at a higher skill level has to try, but they have the opportunity to enjoy the game. If you put a brown plate in the same lobby with a red plate, they ain't gonna enjoy shit. Nigga, they gonna get blocked, balls stolen, stopped every possession, fucking lose left and right. Next thing you know, they got a 0-100 record. And I don't know a nigga alive that's gonna play a game, go 0-100 and said, damn, that was so much fucking fun. Like, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? So skill-based matchmaking, I've always acknowledged, is not for the good player, which I know is like a problem in itself too, because the good players are the one that's gonna play the game the most. They put the most hours in, they're most dedicated to it, blah, blah. You want something catered to you because you give the most time to this game. And I understand that, because casuals also don't give the most time to the game, but they're just trying to get more casual people to want to play the game. They're just trying to expand the audience, that's all it is. And the people that are good at the game hate that basically they trying to expand the audience by making it more accessible to worse players. That's really like the real debate that's going on. Like, they don't want bad players to have easy access to certain shit, and they want to quote unquote beat up on bad players, even though I know they say they want to play good players too. And that's true. You want to play good players, you want to play bad players. I'm just saying bad players playing good players a lot, and it's just not gonna go well for them. So the pro for skill-based matchmaking for them is that they get to enjoy the game as well. Now, how should skill-based matchmaking be? Skill-based matchmaking should work in a way like what I referenced earlier. You don't want to put a red plate in the same game as a brown plate, right? Unless y'all got a mix of people and friends that, you know, you got a red plate friend and a brown plate friend, blah, blah, have a mix up, sure. But a red plate, I think, first of all, let me say it like this. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words because I'm trying to think of the thought. But I think that you should be able to play one level above you and one level below you, right? So let's say if I'm silver, I should be able to play brown plates, silver plates, and gold plates. I got 3 type of leagues I can enter. I cannot fuck with a purple, I cannot fuck with a red. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not there. Nigga, I'm still silver, but I can fuck with a brown, they a little worse than me. I can fuck with silver because they like me. I can fuck with gold because they a little better than me, right? Vice versa, if I'm Hall of Fame purple plate, I can fuck with reds, I can fuck with purples, and I can fuck with golds. Like, I could do that. That makes sense, right? Now, here's where it gets tricky, right? Red plates are at the very top. Brown plates or black plates, I'm just say brown plates for now, are at the very bottom, because black plates is like when you just make a new build. Brown plates are at the very bottom, red plates are at the very top. Maybe create a situation, a scenario where the top and the bottom could play 2 levels down or 2 levels up. So brown plates will end up playing browns, silvers, and golds. Red plates will end up playing reds, purples, and golds, right? And that in both cases, it seemed like gold plates probably gonna get the most games then, because they could play but just about everybody because they dead smack in the middle, right? But either way, it should probably be like that. I didn't want to create a scenario where I'm like, oh, red plates can only play red or purple, because they have less opponent options, and I don't want them to suffer in that way, you know what I'm saying? So I think they should be able to play golds, and then vice versa, browns could go up to gold as well, but that's the max skill level. I think that's how skill-based matchmaking should be. I think it would help out the argument for a lot of people. When red plates get matched up with gold plates, they gotta be much better than the fucking gold plate. So I don't expect to see them bitching and complaining all this shit online about, damn, I'm playing against a fucking, you know, a red plate or a purple plate and it's so hard. Gold plates to them is like cakewalks, I think. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like they won't complain. I feel like if it is the way I say though, brown plates are gonna struggle a little more, but it will help them get better at the game, because now, yes, you need to play people above you to get better or around your skill level, but they will never play purple or reds, right? So it won't be out of reach. It'll be like a nigga going from first grade, they in first grade, and they tried out some second or third grade math. They didn't go to fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You get what I'm saying? So I think it should be like that. Now, should there be skill-based matchmaking in the game? The final question. I think it depends on your goal. If you are trying to cater to new players in a new audience, then it should definitely be in the game. If you're not trying to cater to new players, to new audiences, and make it accessible for casuals, then hell no, it shouldn't be in the game. If you don't care about them, then I'm telling you right now, your most loyal players don't fucking like it. They hate this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I assume they do want a broad audience, as broad as they could possibly get. So if that's the case, with 2K's goal in mind, it should be in the game. But with the community's goal in mind, like the hardcore community, they want that shit going, they want that shit out. And I understand it just depends on who 2K want to cater to. And we obviously know who they catering to right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give me all your thoughts, your opinions. Just keep them respectful. I ain't trying to square up or argue with nobody. That's why I tried to be respectful with the people I responded to on Twitter as well. Just keep it calm, man. All right, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.